All right, are we ready to start this?
And with that, episode 26 of Bump That!
Wait, I thought it was episode
26 or
25.
25?
Oh.
25!
Oh, man.
Oh my gosh, now we're
There's
canceled
one for,
again.
There's one for Brian.
We're
There's
canceled
one for Brian,
again.
Right off the bat.
Well, maybe if somebody would just start us off. I'm not the host here. I'm the analyst,
man.
okay? That's the
Episode
host's fault.
25. Welcome back to Bump That Season 2. Season 2. Yippee-ki-yay.
Yay.
Yeah, it's summertime, just about, I think. I don't know. We're starting it soon. But it is Season 2. We have been doing this since, November? We started
yeah.
Bump That in November.
Something like that, yeah.
Because we started talking about like Christmas movies, holiday movies that we wanted to
Yeah,
see,
you're
whatever.
right.
So, wow, time flies when you're having
That
fun.
must have been when I wasn't on the show.
You
God,
came
it was
in
like
like
2
episode
episodes.
3, like don't
Yeah.
even. Somebody
Right.
fact check that and put that
And
in the
you
comments.
guys were like, we don't need anybody else. This show's good enough, just the two of us. And I
And
was
then
like,
here comes
hey.
Brian.
Just the two of us.
Hey, can I be?
He started off just as a featured guest and then was like, hey, can I actually be a permanent member? I'm one of your siblings too. But we're...
I chose him after Coco, actually.
After... Oh.
Yeah, Coco was my first choice, and then Brian was.
Well, now that dream is tossed out the window.
Yeah, that worked out well.
Rest in peace, Coco.
Maybe Coco would still be here.
Oh
You know.
my! What a low blow. Too soon, dude.
She'd still be like rocking the mic, like I'm getting up there, but this is what I'm living for right now.
This is what I'm living for. But anyways, this is episode 25, and we are starting off the show as usual with some news. What is on the news? What is Loki? Loki's coming out.
Yeah, so it's gonna be coming out this Friday on Disney Plus. Already this year we've had WandaVision, we had the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and now we get Loki. So Marvel's coming out swinging on the Disney Plus subscription with their TV shows. WandaVision's been good. WandaVision was great. Falcon and the Winter Soldier, did you guys check that out? See any episodes?
I saw a couple
No.
episodes. It was fine for what I saw.
Yeah, it was a really decent show. It was solid. And now we get Loki, probably the best villain of all the Marvel MCU films and everything. So reviews have been pretty positive, and Tom Hiddleston is a very
Teenage
good actor.
heartthrob.
Very underrated. I think honestly he would be my pick for the next James Bond. Based off of some other
Really?
No
Yeah.
way.
I'm serious. If you look at some of the other non-Marvel things that he's been involved with, he fits like that the original like James Bond role. I think he'd be a solid, he'd be my bet, So
Nice.
All right. Well,
Interesting.
when does Loki air? Is it sometime this week, you said?
it's this Friday. New episodes every Friday.
Awesome. Well, I'll be checking that out on my Disney Plus subscription. Yeah, that seems good. WandaVision was really good, but Falcon and the Winter Soldier, I didn't really care about the characters that much. I didn't even know about Wanda and Vision as characters. I just kind of briefly saw them in Infinity War, but it was like such a huge, Disney Plus was still getting like its little shows cranking out and whatever. Everybody was like, oh, Mandalorian was good, so maybe Disney Plus is going to keep cranking out all these good shows. So WandaVision was just like up there, like with production and, hype.
I think out of the I mean, we haven't seen Loki yet, but definitely WandaVision was like quality. It was so bizarre and weird and different than anything Marvel's done. In the movie wise, that it was, and I think also too, it's just the awesome acting and the chemistry that Elizabeth Olsen and Paul Bettany had with those characters. They were just a ton of fun to watch. And like the Falcon and Winter Soldier, the plot was like, but really I feel like that show was just kind of it's a filler until we get to the next round of
Yeah.
Marvel films. Really,
Because everybody, I feel like, has a very good opinion about Loki as a character. Like, they all seem to like him as a character, even though he's, like, made, crappy decisions or, hurt the team before or whatever. I don't know. Everybody's like, oh, this villain, he's just so meh, and also very attractive, which is strange. I remember when the first Avengers movie came out, and everybody's like, "Is it bad that I'm attracted to Loki?"
Goodness, how long ago was that?
2012.
2012.
12.
2012, man.
Yeah.
Golly, that was almost 10 years ago.
And then Thor, he was in the original Thor, and that came out 2011, I think. So
Yeah. So, I don't know. It'll be one to watch and to see how the reviews come out for it. So, looking forward to that one. Next on the agenda is Battlefield 2042 trailer release.
So I know you guys aren't like super big into the first-person shooters, but personally, when it comes to first-person shooters, I think Battlefield and those guys at DICE, they do the best work when it comes to making. Because the Call of Duties, those are for 9-year-olds. Don't play that. If you want a real solid strategic, first-person shooter, Battlefield all the way. So I'd go with that. The trailer just got released. It's, I might wait to get play it on the PS5. I think that'll be the best way to go, but I'm excited for it.
I've heard good things about Battlefield games.
Yeah, I wish I could get into FPSs like that, but I think I get way too dizzy from that perspective.
Also, I want to know, where are they getting these, like, years from? Like, think of Cyberpunk 2077, and then Battlefield 2042. What are these titles? Where are they getting these numbers from?
I guess that's 21 years from now.
Why is this, like, I don't know.
Yeah, like 2077, we probably won't be alive.
Speak for yourself, man. I'm gonna be like,
but
I'm gonna be a ragged bag of bones, but I'm gonna be rocking it. Like,
but 2042
Yeah.
will definitely be alive. We'll be like, collecting AARP, bro.
Oh my gosh.
once again, speak for yourself. I'm gonna be like Mad Max Fury Road by that time.
Yeah, I'm still
Very
gonna be in my
apocalyptic.
prime in 2042. Like,
Yeah.
come on.
Let's go. 21 years from now, I'll be 52. Yeah, 52. Yeah, man. Mad Max all the way. Let's go.
I'll be 45.
45.
That's pretty crazy. Wow. Oh my gosh. Wow, can't wait for 2042 to get around when I'm 45 years old and I'm like
We'll still be at war with somebody,
I'm just thinking I'm still going to be playing my Nintendo games. Where is my next Legend of Zelda?
Right?
Come on, Nintendo, you're holding out on me. And I'm like, have kids that are in college and they're like, Mom, you got to move on. But my Nintendo games.
Nintendo, give me Mario Party 20. I'm ready. I'm ready for new boards.
Oh my gosh. Can't wait for 2042. Hopefully we're still around.
That will kind of lead into our main chunk topic for today. Where we're going to be talking about what your wish list for video games, your ultimate wish list, and what you want for the future.
I cannot wait to
games you
share
want.
you my vision.
Okay, you only have 3.
And
so
wait,
take it easy
before
there, kid.
that, Brian wanted to talk about the leaked photo from Indy 5.
Okay, yeah, but so before we get into the main topics and all that, and Ileana and Katie's junk, so there was a leaked photo of Harrison Ford in costume as they're filming Indiana Jones 5
No way.
currently in the UK, and
Ooh.
I'm excited.
He's got to look ancient in it, though. I'm going to look at this photo.
No, and I'm like, you know what? I'm be honest. He does seem to have a little of a old man gut, like a little paunch, right there. But he's got the leather jacket. He's got the hat. He's wearing a mask because obviously they're still probably observing COVID stuff overseas or whatever. But I mean, I'm all aboard. This is my life in the making right here. Okay, once this movie, and it was funny. It's funny too because I just realized it. Indiana Jones 4 and The Dark Knight both came out in 2008. And then when this movie comes out in 2021, we'll have The Batman and Indiana Jones 5 coming out in the same year. I could pretty much go out at right after that. I think.
Well, let's see. Which one do you think is going to be having more support, Indy 5 or Batman?
Well, you mean box office or
Yeah.
like critical acclaim?
Maybe both. What do you think?
So you got to look at and another example. Back in 1989 is when Last Crusade and the Jack Nicholson Michael Keaton Batman film came out.
Oh.
Worldwide, Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade had the global box office. They won, but domestically, Batman made more money.
Yeah,
In
that
the
makes
United States,
sense.
it made more money. Yeah, and then of course in 2008, Dark Knight made
Oh yeah,
almost $500 million just here in the United States.
loads.
But Indiana Jones made 350, which is, I mean, that's no slouch.
Everybody likes a good comeback, so
I don't know. It could go either way. It'll be definitely absolutely 100% the final Indiana Jones movie ever made. Period. While they'll still be making Batman films with different actors.
what my prediction is, I think that Batman is going to do better only because now we have a new Batman, as it is Robert Pattinson, and people want to see how he's going to perform as Batman. So, it's just a new character, new story, new era, so to speak. So I think more people are more interested in that, even though, the Christian Bale one is the more critically acclaimed. I just don't feel like I hear too many people, talking about Indiana Jones like they once did back in the day. There's still, Harrison Ford fans out there, of course. Star Wars and whatever made him big, but, I don't know.
So to that point, I remember when Batman Begins came out, the first Christian Bale film. It made a lot of money, but it still was nowhere near like what you would think of like a Batman film.
Yeah.
It was, I think it made like 250 million compared to, you think now like a Justice League movie would make 300 million easy. Yeah, and I mean, Indiana Jones is going to be a movie about a really old guy. By the time that film comes out, Harrison Ford will be 79 years old.
Wow.
So it's like, do you really?
Well, see, and that's what I thought. The Kingdom of the Crystal Skull already was. It was like, oh, Harrison Ford is old now, so here's his son. So now they're kind of like doing it again. I don't know.
Yeah. So it's like, how much do you really want to see an old guy do stuff that he did 40, 50 years ago?
I can almost see this as like some sort of South Park commercial. You've seen him in his prime. You've seen him just a little bit older. Now watch Harrison Ford as he is Indiana Jones in a wheelchair.
Oh my God.
Get back here, you Nazis. Don't run away.
Wow.
Mr. Jones, it's time for your pill. Get away from me, you hideous Nazi. I've seen death.
My gosh.
That was awesome.
I think you literally just wrote a South Park episode. I'm waiting to see it come out now. You might want to copyright that one.
Oh, wait.
Jones. Indiana Jones in the last circle of hell.
Oh, wait. I have some other news, too. We got to talk about. Just released today. I think it's really huge, but the guys over at Warner Brothers and New Line are going to be making a new. This is a part different from the Amazon series, but a new Lord of the Rings anime feature film.
Why?
The Lord of the Rings, The War of the Rohirrim. So, apparently the information I'm reading is that Philippa Boyens, one of the original co-writers of the trilogy that Pete Jackson directed, she's on board as a consultant, so that's good. But here's the thing that's really interesting about it: it has the original Lord of the Rings logo on it, so you
Okay.
know that this is something that's gonna be stamped. This is, you know, this is within the franchise.
This is official business.
This is official. You know, it's not just like, oh, here we're gonna reboot this. No, this has the original classic Lord of the Rings title logo in it. Lord of the Rings, The War of the Rohirrim. It's pretty much what we're hearing is that it's gonna be like a story about before the Battle of Helm's Deep, that location in the Two Towers, how that place got to be made, pretty much. So I mean, this came out of left field, came out late today.
Yeah.
But it's like interesting. Super
Another
interesting.
one. That is strange. Now there's going to be 2 in the making.
Yeah.
I'm all for it. Speaking of anime, I finished Castlevania Season 4 yesterday. There are only 10 episodes. In my opinion, it is the best season of Castlevania. I've seen people argue otherwise, and I get why they would say what they did. But in my opinion, it is by far the best animated. The dialogue moves forward a lot. In the previous seasons, the dialogue just went on and on and on, and it dragged. And because the majority of the characters speak very hush hush and monotone, it got to be a little dull, but not this time. They moved on. Each character, each of the main stories had its finality. There was closure and everything. I would have, no spoilers, I won't spoil anything here. I liked what they did with Dracula at the end, but I thought they neglected him overall in the season, so that's kind of a bummer. But overall, the action is out of this world good. This is like Avatar style level action, but no holding back. No holding back. It is very gory just because it's animation. And I know Ileana's going to talk about this in just a second, but just because it's animation doesn't mean that you can let your kids watch this. There's foul language, very scary elements. There are monsters, but very, very cool. Great ending. I almost got a little choked up at the end, actually, and I didn't think that I would. But overall, go check it out. Castlevania Season 4. It's the final season. Yeah, go check it out. Ileana, what is the show that you were telling us about earlier?
I'm actually going to talk about it for my anime time. I just want to mention real quick that E3 is coming up, and that we're going to be doing an episode when all of that goes down and when all of the performances.
When absolutely nothing happened.
He has such anger towards this. He hates the idea of E3, and I'm hoping that E3 proves him wrong by being awesome this year. Well, next episode you will hear everything, and that's
leaks. The leaks already for E3. It is just unreal.
Now we're talking about vegetables.
Oh my gosh.
So
there's a leak in the boat.
So keep up for that episode that will come out next week. Because we're going to have a lot to talk about, I'm sure. Because they're going to bring a lot to the playing field. Not just another indie game. We're talking like big titles. So here's to hoping. Anyways.
If you enjoy hearing Brian and I argue like we do every single
and me just laughing and going, whoa, whoa, whoa.
Next week will definitely be the week to
tune in.
Tune in.
So, okay, before I talk about the animated series that I want to talk about, what is your dessert of the day?
Guys, I am so excited for this dessert. I feel like a fat kid, just
it's the sweet thing.
I am literally this fat kid over here. So there is in Gainesville, Georgia, there is a local barbecue joint called the Inked Pig, and they have desserts that vary each week. And this week, I have a peanut butter banana pudding. Look
Oh.
at this, and this was it's served in this giant container.
Yeah, it's like a plastic, like see-through takeout container.
Yeah, it is. It is incredibly massive, and there's a little Nilla wafer on it. It's incredibly heavy. This is thick.
It's a
With-
dance.
Yeah, like whew, me after Thanksgiving. So, the top layer looks like whipped cream and maybe some sort of topping. I'm not quite sure what kind
So
of
like a
topping that is.
cinnamon, maybe?
Maybe a cinnamon. I don't think so, but it has the texture. It looks like it. All right, so I'm putting in my spoon and I'm getting a lot of banana. A lot
Gosh,
of
that is the
banana.
biggest bite I have ever freaking seen.
That's huge.
My
So I'm looking
gosh.
forward to this. All right, so I've got a huge thing of peanut butter and banana. So let's see what this is like.
Was it cinnamon?
I don't know what that was, but this whole thing is magic.
Is it good?
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
good. I thought you started choking on the cinnamon, like it
No.
went down your throat, and you're like, like cinnamon
No.
challenge or something.
No. We're not that kind of channel. No. I feel like, okay, at first bite, I feel like this is a dessert that Donkey Kong would eat.
Whenever you said peanut butter banana, I was like, that sounds like Donkey Kong or something.
Yeah, this is so appropriate. It's got it's got a good balance between bananas and peanut butter. Very rich, but also not totally overwhelming. Like if I wanted to, I could sit here and eat this whole thing, like the chubby bunny that I truly am on the inside. But I'm just gonna take one more bite. So but once again, that is the Inked Pig in Gainesville, Georgia. Eat local. Ileana, let's hear about this show. I'm dying to hear more about it.
Oh my gosh. So, if you guys have you know how I'm always like kind of saying like, "Oh, I watched this new Netflix show." Well, we're forgetting Netflix today. Finally, I watched something on a different streaming service, and that streaming service will be Amazon Prime. So, Amazon Prime is kind of like, I don't know, making these shows like The Boys or this one that I'm about to talk about that are very like not your average superhero TV show. And this one is called Invincible on Amazon Prime, and it is, think of like a alternate universe Justice League characters, where it's like you've got your Batman character, you've got your type of Aquaman, Wonder Woman, whatever, Superman, and these are all just, you know, different characters. The actual comic that it's based off of is by the same name, Invincible, by Robert Kirkman. And it's animated. It is just like watching, you know, Justice League Unlimited or whatever from the olden days. And it has that same art style, same type of thing, except this one is actually rated 18 plus. So it is not your, oh, I'm just gonna sit down with my bowl of cereal and watch my happy-go-lucky Justice League. No, this one is violent. This one is twisted, like not your run-of-the-mill superhero show. It is, I don't know. I'm so lost for words. There are 8 episodes right now, and there's going to be a season 2. So they've already got granted for that one. And there's a bunch of good voice actors on it. You've got J.K. Simmons, Steven, is it pronounced Yun? I don't know how his name is pronounced. But Clancy Brown, Mark Hamill, all big name actors working on this show, and that really pour into it and give their all to this show. And I don't know, just watching the like first 2 episodes, I was completely drawn into the show. They really just, you know, suck you in with the story right in from the get-go, and you just want to figure out what the heck is going on in this show. So if you have an Amazon Prime subscription, go check out this show if you're also comfortable with the idea of like gore, because they do not hold back on the punches. Go give it a watch. You know, it's a really good show, and a lot of people are talking about it now. It's critically acclaimed. So, Invincible, Amazon Prime.
Yeah, I gotta check that out. I heard it's really good, bro.
Super good.
Anyways, so today, with that, one thing I wanted to talk about as we move into the big chunk is, especially with E3 coming up, and we all know what a letdown that's gonna be.
Oh my gosh, lay off!
Anyways, but beyond that, I always felt like there are so many, games that I would want made off of, stories, movies, TV shows, or games that I would like remade or remastered. So just kind of to pick your guys' brains on what is your, if you had a genie and he could grant you 3 wishes when it comes to video games, what 3 games or changes would you want made? Even to like a console, if you want like your Switch to do this for you or something, or I don't know. You could do, it's unlimited, okay? 3 wishes. So we're all gonna do 3 apiece. So does that make sense for everybody?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess so.
All right, so I'll go first then. For me, what I always wanted, because to me, playing the original Metal Gear Solid on the PlayStation was like literally one of the top video game moments of my life. It exposed me to this world of, for one thing, it was like the first game I ever played on the PlayStation. And they got me into PlayStation, because before that I was Nintendo boy all the way. But playing Metal Gear Solid and just seeing that kind of storytelling through gaming was incredible. So I would love it, just truly love it, if Hideo Kojima could do a remastered version, an HD remake for PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, Sony, it doesn't matter, of the original Metal Gear Solid. Because that game, I want to relive that game. I want to go back to what it was literally, like 20 freaking years ago, and how that game changed everything when it comes to playing a video game. That's what I want. Metal Gear Solid remade for current gen.
That's so funny that you're bringing up Hideo Kojima, because he's actually on my list as well. And you would think that I would just be a sucker for Nintendo and ask for all these Nintendo things, but I've got some other things up my sleeve.
What do you got there, kid?
So, if you guys know, the game Death Stranding came out in 2019. And it sucked. It was awful. You heard everybody who was so excited about this Hideo Kojima Death Stranding game. It was garbage. It was basically like the most boring game ever, but with like really cool looking graphics and then, these awesome maybe cutscenes or whatever. It should have just been a movie. I would like actual gameplay, that not just being a mailman, because I feel like that game had a lot of potential to be something awesome, and it fell short. And I feel like, Hideo doesn't really deserve that, because he is a creative and amazing game developer. So it's like, it was sad that Death Stranding had to be that way. It needed more oomph. So I would wish that it would have some type of remaster or some type of redesign to make the game actually a video game.
I mean, you would have to go back to the drawing board deep then, because that game is just literally, like a mailman game, across huge expanses of nothing. It
was just sad, because it's like you have all these you have this amazing atmosphere and story going for it, and then when it comes to gameplay, there's nothing to show for it. You're not like really interacting with any of those things other than just like your environment. Okay, great. No one cares about that. Maybe like 5% of the people who played it maybe cared about the environment aspect of it, but nobody else did. So it's just sad.
All right, is it my turn?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
All right, so I'm gonna go with my least desired of the three. Although, if this were to happen, you might would witness me pee myself, literally. So, what I would love is either a remaster or a remake of Super Mario RPG Legend of the Seven Stars, made by Square Enix.
Wow.
That's a good
I would
one.
love it. I would
Are
love
you?
it.
No, you'd be like the only one, man. That
No
would ever.
way.
No,
Yeah.
no.
Was that a
no,
really
no.
popular game when it came out?
Yes, it was. It still is. If you listen to a lot of channels, they use a lot of channels on YouTube use the music from.
It was
this
iconic.
game. It really was.
Hey, all I'm saying is make the game a little easier. That game is.
No,
It is hard.
No.
It is hard. No,
No,
it
do not
is.
water
It
it
It's
down.
really
so
is.
hard. I
It
would
is
need
a
it to be
very
easier
difficult.
too, so I could also play it.
Wait. I'll make it. It is a very challenging game. I
Challenging,
think that's
yes.
a better word.
Difficult.
It is a very challenging game.
What I would love to see is I would love Square Enix to they also made Octopath Traveler, which if you know me, you know I am an Octopath Traveler fangirl. I love it. I love it. If they remade it even in that pixelated style, that would be incredible, and really orchestrate all the music as well, you know, get it from that almost chip tune, take that away and make it so it's orchestrated. Can you imagine the Forest Maze theme like fully orchestrated?
That's the one that always comes to mind.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, so that would be my first pick. Well, last pick. You know what I mean. Brian, what else you got?
And change some of the names. Gino? Seriously?
Oh, you know what? That just reminded me. Now that you bring him up, now that you bring Gino up, there is such an outcry. I know you don't care about this, but there is such an outcry from fans of Smash Ultimate who desperately want Gino in Smash. I am
Which
one
is
of them.
so
But
random, but
It's
the
not
fact that it
random.
made such a big deal, people are like, we need Gino in Smash!
Well, here is where we all got let down. It was one of the DLC fighters that we got. I believe it was, I think it was Hero from, can't think of the name right now. Instead of getting a DLC fighter, we got the costume of Gino.
Yeah,
So it's
yeah.
like, oh, so he's not coming to Smash then? We're not gonna get Gino in Smash? I guess not.
I just remember I have memories of KT playing Legend of the Seven Stars and being on the boat. Like, was it like a sunken ship level?
That was really hard.
And it was like you were playing that for weeks.
Yeah.
Maybe weeks to try to figure that out. I'm like, this game is ridiculous, bro.
It's stupid hard.
Yeah.
I can't even get that Chomper Dragon dinosaur kid. Like, he's hard to chase down. Anyways.
Oh, yeah.
And that's like the first level of the game.
Yeah, I think you fight him, I think twice, at least twice.
Yeah.
And then
well,
he actually turns out to be a nice guy. Spoilers.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, forget it. Anyways. All right. My second wish. My absolute second wish. So, I'm a big GTA guy. I love it. I love San Andreas. I love Grand Theft Auto 4. Loved Grand Theft Auto 5. What I love about those games, just like it's the freedom to do anything, to really interact with the world, and with, I mean, the guys at Rockstar Games do such an amazing job of just creating these worlds, these cities that feel just so real and alive and vibrant. And while I enjoy a little bit of the Batman Arkham games, they're just so shallow to me. That's not my style of Batman, where he's like super pumped up. I mean, if you watch that, Batman is just like ridiculously, just smash, dude. I mean, Batman should never be like Batman. He's a man. He's not just this he's not Thor. He
Yeah, and
doesn't
he's
have
not
bulging-
Superman either. He's like just a, millionaire,
He's
whatever.
the
You
world's
know.
greatest detective. Not
Yeah,
tiger.
so I enjoy that. I mean, Batman should fight. There should be cool, kung fu fighting and all that, and there should be gadgets, and there should be the Batmobile and all that. So all I'm saying, I wish is that the guys at Rockstar and then Rocksteady, the guys that made the Batman Arkham games, could combine those two worlds, those two games into one, where you're getting that really awesome DC storytelling with all the Batman villains, that whole plethora of Batman villains, the awesome voice acting of Kevin Conroy and Mark Hamill, all that, but then just put it into a GTA world where Batman, you can explore Wayne Manor, explore the Batcave, instead of having just these I don't know, just the rock
Like where you're on a track.
Yeah, everything is so linear. It's like, okay, now you have to go this way.
Those games are fun, and they're just all about boss fights, and I'm not a big boss fight kind of guy. I like how GTA they do set pieces, they do action sequences which aren't about, keep hitting this guy or find the routine, the trick to defeat this villain. I
weak spot or something.
Yeah, exactly. Where smash square 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 X X X at this time and you'll defeat it. I want just more of that. You're getting an action scene that you get to play through. That Red Dead Redemption, Grand Theft Auto, they nail it better than anyone in the world. So I would like that, where you just have the freedom to like really just you have all of Gotham City. You have all of Gotham City, and it's, by day, you're Bruce Wayne, you're driving around in your Lamborghini doing missions. At night, you're Batman, and you're a vigilante, and you can go do whatever you want. There's main missions, there's, side quests, all that. That I want that, but I just don't want just the...
It sounds really cool.
It's... I'm just not a big fan of like those kind of action games, like the way that Batman is, where it's just smash the controller over and over and over to get combos. I just don't like that, and I want a more immersive Batman game where it's not about, punching a guy 20 times for a combo. So
That does sound pretty rad.
Yeah, I feel that. My next one has to do with Pokemon, and I've only played one Pokemon game, and all of them are the same, and it's kind of a letdown to me. Why is it that it takes forever to get through a battle against somebody? I hate the turn-based system in Pokemon. It is a bore. Like, Sword and Shield is a good game, and like everybody can speak about like Diamond, Pearl, Red, Blue, whatever, Black and White. I don't freaking kid. I don't know. They're good games. However, having to sit through this, okay, you attack, now I attack, you attack. Oh no, I fainted. Whatever. It's so annoying. And like, I watched the TV show, and I'm like, this is what I want a battle to actually be like. They're coming at me with this, water blast, and I'm like, oh, let me use my quick dodge or something, and I zoom, 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 right when the attack is happening. It's so annoying that, you just have to take the hit. You just stand there, and you have to predict, oh, what's the person going to do? Are they going to snooze me, or are they going to hit me? I don't know, so let me just, I really dislike that about the Pokemon games, and that everything is just your turn. It's too boring. I don't know. I want something more interesting and more realistic.
Do Pokemon in God of War format,
Oh my goodness. That would be insane.
They do have Pokken Tournament, which is sort of what you're talking about, except it doesn't have like Iron Tail or any kind of move like that. It's sort of like it's a mixture of Pokemon and Tekken. So and it's a fun game. It was actually one of the first games I got on my Switch.
But I want it to be like a mainline Pokemon game that is not this turn-based thing. I want it to actually be like, say like you're playing Smash or something during this one little tournament. That would be so freaking cool.
Yeah, if they made, which I don't know why they haven't made like a Pokken Tournament 2, because it actually was very popular. They actually have real life Pokken tournaments. I wish that it were a little bit more like that, where you do have something like Water Gun, or I don't know, Leaf. What is it? Razor Leaf, stuff like that.
I feel like it would just get me more into the game, because I played Sword and Shield. I have Sword, and I was like, this is a good game, but this whole sequence takes 50 minutes. Like, I'm sick of sitting here doing this, and then having to, okay, I walked up this little bit up the alley. Oh, here's your next fight. Oh, another 50 freaking minutes. I gotta sit here. My lord, just move on. And like sometimes they're like, you can't run away, and I'm like, I'm gonna break my Switch. You know, I hate that. It's so annoying. So I just want more enjoyable fight sequences and less your turn.
Try Pokken Tournament. If you're listening and you want kind of the same thing, that's pretty close. And the single story campaign is actually quite enjoyable as well. You get to level up all the way to S tier, and it is hard. And then playing people online, because it does have online capabilities. Oh my god, I don't play online. People are vicious. I cannot. But yeah, it would be cool, definitely, to have a game like that. My next pick is... Ooh, you guys know my heart. Speaking of Donkey Kong earlier, I want a 3D open world Donkey Kong.
That was mine. What the heck?
Well,
now I gotta pick something else.
It's so easy to want something like this. We kind of got a taste of it back in, what was it, 1999, when we had Donkey Kong 64, where you just had the island and little areas surrounding it where you could go and do.
But it's been since 1999.
1999, and on top of that, you can't really call it an open world game because you still had to go into these levels, and each area had its own little section. And I think I can't remember, but I think those were paintings as well, sort of similar to Super Mario 64. But no, what I want is similar. In fact, just give me the exact same thing as Breath of the Wild, just jungle version. Give me collectibles, give me quests, give me King K. Rool. It's been a while since he's actually made an appearance in a Donkey Kong game. Give me all.
Bring back the original cast. I want all the originals. Bring back the Beavers, the Naughties.
Yeah.
The Neckies.
All the Neckies.
I want them back. Bring back the original cast.
Yeah, that's what I would love. And also the weapons, like the peanut gun, the grape shooter thing, the coconut
rape
gun.
shooter?
I heard rape shooter too.
Great. I think it's a grape shoot. Grape. But yeah, make it cool. Even give me that cell shaded style like in Breath of the Wild. If not, I mean, give me something good, please. In fact, give me the Donkey Kong that we saw in Super Smash Bros. Brawl. I think actually that is my favorite version of Donkey Kong. If it looked anything close to that, I think we'd be in good shape. So, and I would want it made by either Retro Studios or Bandai Namco. They are both veterans and do the job well. They respect all the IPs that they are handed.
Rip Rare.
Yeah, sorry Rare, you losers. Over at Xbox now.
Dang.
But yeah, open world 3D Donkey Kong. Please give it to me, please.
Brian, your last pick.
Okay, so I mean, if I don't understand honestly why there's all these IPs. There's so many just, stories, comic books, movies, television that I feel like they keep making the same games over and over. It kind of depresses me, but what I really want is a studio to look at Star Trek. You know, I I've been getting back into Star Trek like deep. You know, original
Space Nine.
next generation. That's kind of where I'm at with it and everything. Even or the reboot, the J.J. Abrams reboot. I love it. I just love. I think I can officially say that I'm more of a Star Trek fan now than I am a Star Wars fan. Ooh. Anyways,
Whoa, that's bold.
I know it is. It is. But I love the universe. I love the world. I love the characters. But I want a studio to be like, you know what? We want to make like the definitive Star Trek game where you, and I don't know if it's an MMORPG, just something that you build your character, you know, off the ground. You pick your race, Klingon, Romulan, human, any of the Borg, whatever it is. And there's a storyline, but the opportunity to explore the galaxy deep, like just huge, deep, and make it as realistic to the shows as possible. Because that's one thing I really liked about Mass Effect, was I felt like it's probably the closest game I ever got to like a Star Trek game where you're the captain of a starship and you get to explore the galaxy and go on missions and interact with the crew, so you get to know the crew and go on adventures with them and bond with them. And that's what I love the most about Mass Effect. And if they did that, it's, BioWare, this is your new IP, okay? Go do this, all right? Go take Star Trek and just do what you did with Mass Effect and make that. Because it would be huge. There's such a huge, still, Trekkie fan base that would die for this, the definitive Star Trek game, okay? There's been so many Star Wars games, and they still haven't been able to nail, like, a perfect Star Wars game. Let's go nail Star Trek. Let's see if we can get that done.
I'd say that's a pretty good idea. Give those Star Trek people some love. I'm glad they at least, they started bringing back the movies, which I thought was good with, good actors. Like, I love Chris Pine, so, I mean...
Mm-hmm.
Chris Pine is great as Kirk.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. They should.
I want them to make another one.
Yeah. They should experiment first with making a Lego Star Trek. That's just.
Oh my!
Listen.
Get new fans on board. Games. I'm for it.
Yeah, I love all the Lego games. I think that'd be a good starting point, and then build on that.
I'm for it.
Wrath of Khan Legos, yeah. Or the Voyage Home, where they go and save like whales from becoming extinct. Do that with Legos. Mm-hmm.
Wow, how interesting! I can't wait to go save the whales, but as a Lego person, look at my hands.
William Shatner kissing oh my gosh, what's her name? Oh my god, it's not Morgana. What is her name?
Uhura,
yeah. Yeah, the Lego version of that.
Wow, you guys are geeks. Trekkie fans are lame.
Shut up. What is your pick? What's your next pick?
So, you took my Donkey Kong remake idea, because I do absolutely want that. Another one I had on the back burner was give me a Legend of Zelda horror game. It's so out there and, like, why? But those are my two favorite genres, or, like, types of game, is a horror game and Legend of Zelda.
Well, like, what kind of horror? Like, Legend of Zelda meets Resident Evil? Or...
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm thinking, like, also, have you guys heard of Hideo Kojima's PT game?
Yeah.
Even something like that, but, like, Legend of Zelda, I don't know, just with the weird IP of Legend of Zelda would be just interesting. I don't know, I want, because, Majora's Mask and Twilight Princess were dark, and they were not like the other, Wind Waker or Ocarina of Time, happy-go-lucky games, and they left like that dark or scary, gloomy type of atmosphere going on. And I'm like, okay, let's push it a bit further and literally make it like a horror jump scare type of game. Maybe even like a Five Nights at Freddy's type of thing. I don't freaking know. Just something that is scary that I'm going to be, getting the best of both worlds in that aspect.
Instead of a baby in the sink, it's like a Zora baby in the sink.
Oh my gosh, the baby in the sink.
Instead of Zorro in the sink.
Hey, I can sing that whole theme song from the black and white Zorro.
Don't.
I
don't.
But I can. But yeah, no, it would. I actually totally agree.
It would just be like something so out of left field that's like, okay, why a horror game? Because Nintendo doesn't really like to touch horror as a genre. Like, they're family friendly.
Luigi's Haunted Mansion.
Oh my gosh, get out of here with that. Yeah, I had nightmares because of that, right? No, I had nightmares because of like games like Until Dawn or something.
I had nightmares from the controls from Luigi's Mansion 3.
Oh my gosh. Let's not talk about those.
Are you serious?
I mean, the controls were really hideous in that
They were
game.
bad.
Wow.
They were so backwards.
Nintendo has bad controls? No way.
Yes. What? Don't act so snarky. My gosh.
Are you messing with me?
I don't know. I just want like a scary Legend of Zelda game that's like, jump scare, they're not gonna, they always make like the goblins look kind of cute and blushy or just like, oh, wham, let me hit you, kablam. I want like, blah, right in your face.
Instead of the bokoblins dying and us laughing at their screams, it's actually like bone-chilling screams.
Yeah, they're like, I'm gonna hear this forever now.
when the blood moon rises, it's actually like, oh my god, the blood moon is rising.
Yeah,
look
just
out!
insanity.
Do you guys ever play like the Bloodborne games or the Dark Souls?
I have.
No, I don't have the patience.
I have played both of them before. I have not gotten very far at all. Those are scary. Those are scary games. I like the way like the character designs, and those ones are like, more realistic and more like, okay, if this thing actually existed, this is what it would look like, and it's horrifying. So
yeah.
I don't know. That's what I want.
That's a good one.
Katie, what is your last?
Okay, you guys need to brace yourselves for this one.
Oh Lord.
Okay, so above all, I would love nothing than a brand new IP, something we have never seen before that could be successful. But for right now, here's what I've got. A well done Avatar The Last Airbender game, but not just Avatar The Last Airbender. Also have Korra, and I wrote this out.
You lost me.
This is what the game will have. You'll play through both main storylines. There will be a heaping amount of side quests, plenty of collectibles such as
the fortune teller
horn.
side quest.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
You'll have like this. You'll look for the Sungi horn or different waterbending scrolls or earthbending scrolls, whatever. You can also play
a pie show mini game.
Yeah,
that actually sounds really fun.
Exactly. And then you can also play as past avatars and have their own stories. Yeah.
Ooh, bring back some Roku action.
Yeah. Go all the way back to Yang Chen, whatever her
Juan.
name is.
I can't wait to be
that.
Avatar Juan.
No, I know how much you love Avatar Juan.
Screwing up freaking everything.
Yeah. But you can also play as Katara, Sokka, Toph, and Zuko. Maybe Suki. But once you play through the main campaign, once you finish the main campaign, which you can get to whenever you want. You don't have to, it's not linear. You're not on a rail. You can get to it whenever you want. Then, like you were saying, Brian, you can customize your own character and play as the next avatar after Korra, as you're starting out as an earthbender because that's next in the cycle.
And it's like customizable or something, like you can
exactly.
That's so cool.
Yeah. Okay, and then your main objective, you have two main objectives. you're trying to learn all the elements, but actually you have three objectives. So you're trying to learn all the elements. You start at earthbending, but then you're also trying to reconnect with your past lives that Korra severed because she's a wiener. And try to enter into the Avatar state, as well as defeating a new villain or conflict, whatever it is, that holds water. Not just some sort of like meh, whatever, but something that will like, oh my gosh, whoa, some sort of villain
like
that makes
the evil,
hold your
the
breath.
evil lion turtles.
Oh my!
Well, maybe something is corrupting the lion turtles, and you have to figure out what it is.
Yeah, the evil lion turtle. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
something that
that's
powerful.
what.
Could you imagine like a warrior's aspect thrown into that? You're like in a battle, and there's a bunch of like Fire Nation soldiers just coming at you, and you're just like water whipping everybody around, and that'd be so interesting.
And there's
Fire
also,
Nation
of
attacked.
course, and there's also, of course, the exploration of the whole Avatar world. We've gone all over the Avatar world, and so now you'll be able to, explore deep within it, explore the richness of the Fire Nation, the mysterious loneliness.
Oh man, dang, you're hooking me, bro.
The mysteriousness of the northern and southern water tribes, and also the vastness of the Earth Kingdom, like just how big it is.
Can I go penguin sledding?
The Great Divide.
It's a race. Yeah, make it a penguin, like a race. And
you get stuck with canyon crawlers.
Oh gosh.
What was the name of the owl guy at the library? What was his name again?
Yeah, Wang Shi
Who knows 10,000 things. So
yeah, cool.
So I want this game. I want it. And how I pictured it is how and Ileana should laugh at me because Monolith Soft made Xenoblade Chronicles 2, even though I detest that game.
Yeah, I was about to say, wait a second.
What are you talking about?
But there is one thing that can be said about Xenoblade Chronicles 2. It was jam-packed with content. And there was always so much to do.
No, who made Ghost of Tsushima? What studio made that game?
Studio Project Red, was that it?
No, that's not them.
No.
I'd either go Insomniac Studios or whoever the Ghost of Tsushima studio is. That's who I would go with.
Give me one. Sucker Punch Productions.
Sucker Punch, yeah, I'd go with those guys because that, in my mind, that's how I see that kind of game being done. Just vast with the vastness of that. That's that's the direction I would go in.
And you cannot make it any less than vast, because the world is so rich. And if you want to do it any kind of justice, it cannot be anything less than that. And if you think of just how, like, even the music, it has to be well orchestrated, like perfect, and keep Brian Konietzko and Mike DiMartino and Aaron Ehas, keep them on your bloody team, man. Don't, like, just all their input just is there. But yeah, I think this could make, and I would want it to be cross-platform, like not just, it would have to be. It would absolutely have to be. Put it everywhere. I think a game like this, everybody should be able to play it. Just how I
but I'd have to challenge you though, for a game that big, and if you wanted to be as good as it is, would the Switch be able to handle that level?
Yes, absolutely.
I'm not talking about like The Witcher 3. I'm talking about something that's like,
We'd have to be at like 720 FPS or something like that.
Yeah, it's completely doable. Especially, hey Brian, the Switch Pro is coming out. The rumors
That's gonna be announced at E3.
Yeah, E3, man, E3. So, and even now, the current model of the Switch, it's like I said, Xenoblade Chronicles 2 had so much incredible content, and everything was orchestrated. I believe it was at a high frame rate. Um, I think it could be done. I have no doubt. But
I would like to see this be done.
Yeah, I like give it to me already. Here's if I were to give this to somebody, a developer, a big streamlined developer, maybe even Bandai Namco, I'd say, hey, take this, make it happen, do it, just do it. I don't know why it hasn't been done yet.
Take 3 or 4 years to do it, honestly. I mean, and then
yeah,
do it right.
Yeah. So that is my desire. That's
a good one. That's
my heart's desire.
That's a good one, dude. If it's done right, like kind of, with all the detail and just and the love
and care,
the love for the story and the characters and everything.
The only thing I could
be
see
all
it
on
being
board.
like going south is that you would want exactly the same voice actors, and now they've aged, like Zachary Brown or something like that.
Zachary Tyler Eisen.
Yeah, that's his name. Where I get Brown from. He's of course aged, and he's just the typical Aang perfect voice for that character. So I mean, it would just be a little bit difficult.
Honestly, going on with what Katie said, I would say that you start off the game. You start off the game as like Korra, and then you build up your character, and then you meet Aang along the way. I don't know if you could really play a game as Aang.
Yeah, you could. Yeah, you could. Imagine it would be like It would be
I think you would have to start a whole new Avatar story in a game. There's no way you could fit both the Last Airbender and Legend of Korra and plus a whole new character in a game. There's no way you could fit 3 different stories like that with the multitude of characters with that. You'd have to start. It'd have to be a whole. Have to be right after Korra.
I disagree. I think you would actually start as Katara. You would start at Katara because you sort of start at her with Sokka on the boat and the canoe. And Sokka right then is your main antagonist. He's antagonizing his poor sister. And she's the one that, gets Aang out of the water. So you would have to start. Otherwise, it would be a cutscene. And I think it would just be best to do that. But I think you could.
We've already seen the cutscenes. We don't need to see it again. We saw the show.
Even more so my point. You start as Katara.
I don't know. I could see as like starting a whole new avatar. Like you customize your own character, say like Mass Effect or something.
That's what would sell.
Like
There's
the new
no
Mass
way
Effect game was like you create your character.
Again.
And that even could become like a new series. You could do so much.
Oh, that's what I think you go with, because then you can go back and be like, where you're exploring the globe and everything. Like, wow, over 150 years ago, Aang was here, at the Southern Air Temple when he met Momo or whatever, So
then,
I feel like
what a moment.
Yeah, I feel like you couldn't go back and be like, I'm gonna play the whole Last Airbender as a video game.
Yeah, because I mean,
it's not going to be done.
That happened with that Game Boy Advanced game, and that was trash.
And on the GameCube, I think it was also on the GameCube.
I don't remember. I know I played it on the DS as a Game Boy Advance cartridge, and I was like, this is hard. I don't get it. I don't like it.
I think it was called Avatar Last Airbender, The Burning Earth, something like that.
Yeah, it just wasn't good. So I would like to see a legit, like... Oh man, he's having a moment.
The burning bush.
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
Aang.
Aang.
Wow.
And with that, this has been Bump That, brought to you by the letter B.
Brought to you by your local cabbage merchant.
Brought to you by
Fire Flakes.
Yeah, Fire Flakes.
flaming fireplace.
We thank you guys so much for listening to this week's episode. If you guys liked, like and subscribe. Leave a comment down about some of your video games that you would like to see done, or game design or console design, something that you'd like to see added, additions, whatever. What would you like to see done video game wise? Leave it in the comments down below. And hit that bell notification bell so you can see whenever we upload a new episode. And we thank you guys so much for listening, and we hope to see you guys tune in for next week's episode.
Ding ding.
Hooray!
Bye-bye!
Bye.
Bye.